Good evening and welcome to the MypronCast, History Hounds and Treasure Seekers. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Americana that sits right at the intersection of cold, hard cash and warm, gooey sentimentality.
That's right. We're talking about a tiny, beautiful object, the 1856 Indian Princess $1 gold coin. But the story isn't just about the coin. It's about what someone did to it. They turned it into a necklace.
And in the eyes of a serious numismatist, a coin collector, that's an act of irreversible, unforgivable vandalism. It's a mystery. Why would anyone sacrifice history and thousands of dollars in collectible value just to wear a piece of currency around their neck?
Segment 1. The coin's secret history. To understand the sacrifice, we first have to appreciate the artifact. The U.S. gold dollar was born from chaos, the California gold rush in 1849. Suddenly, there was so much gold that the U.S. needed small, usable gold currency.
They started with the Type 1, the Liberty Head, but it was apparently too small and chunky. People were losing it in their pockets, so they hired James Barton Longager. And in 1854, we got the Indian Princess design, which was wider and thinner.
And the year 1856 is the key date here. This was a critical transition year. Longaker's first princess design, the Type 2, was flawed. The high relief of the princess's face meant the date on the back often didn't strike properly. So in 1856, they introduced the Type 3, a slightly modified, easier to strike portrait.
It's a year of numismatic correction. It's a 90% gold, 10% copper artifact, weighing in at just 1.67 grams. That's tiny, but it contains 0.0484 troy ounces of pure gold.
And let's not forget the rarity factor. Most of the 1.7 million coins were minted in Philadelphia. But if you have that elusive S mint mark from San Francisco, you're talking about a highly valuable key date. But now let's talk about the cultural context of why someone took this important tiny artifact and drilled a hole through it.
Segment 2. The Victorian era's love token. This takes us out of the mint and into the Victorian drawing room. The 19th century was all about intense sentiment and personal expression. The practice of wearing coins as jewelry is ancient, but the Victorians gave it a specific loving twist. The love token.
The love token craze involved smoothing one side of a coin flat and then hand engraving it with initials, names, dates, or even pictures. It was the original personalized jewelry, a profound gesture of affection.
Imagine a soldier during the U.S. Civil War. He takes a piece of national currency, permanently alters it, and sends it home to his wife or sweetheart. He's saying, "This object, which represents public wealth, is now a private, irreversible symbol of our bond." That's powerful stuff.
And choosing a gold coin, a gold dollar, wasn't accidental. While people used dimes, using gold was a clear display of wealth and social status. It was a tangible, expensive promise. The coin transitioned from a public medium of exchange to a private object of commemoration. It was a metal hug.
But wait, there's an even older layer of significance. The Victorian practice likely tapped into the ancient belief that coins once worn against the body could act as protective amulets. From late antiquity, emperors' portraits on coins were worn to appeal for protection. Gold's intrinsic beauty and value would have only amplified this perceived protective power. It was a fashion statement, a love letter, and a piece of spiritual armor all in one.
Segment 3. The cost of sentiment. Now we come to the part that makes coin collectors weep. The economic cost. The act of drilling a hole, soldering it into a bezel, or just regular wear and tear irrevocably damages the coin's numismatic identity.
In the collector market, a holed coin is immediately downgraded. It's often called a filler-upper, something you buy until you can afford a pristine version.
Let's look at the numbers. Based on current gold prices, the intrinsic melt value of that 1856 gold dollar is roughly $178. That's the baseline.
Now, if you take that same coin, but it's unaltered and certified in high grade, like an MS-64, you're looking at a market value of around $1,500 or even higher for a rare mint mark. That's the numismatic premium.
But once it's holed or mounted as jewelry, the value collapses dramatically. Listings for these altered pieces show they sell for a fraction of the unaltered price, maybe $199 to $375. This is barely over the melt value.
So the person who made the necklace accepted a massive economic sacrifice. They traded a $1,500 collectible artifact for a $375 piece of jewelry. They consciously chose the subjective jewelry premium, driven by aesthetics and sentiment, over the strict objective numismatic value.
It fundamentally changed the coin's purpose. It was removed from the world of commerce and competition and enshrined in the world of personal history. It's no longer valued by its grade, but by its new identity as a sentimental keepsake.
Conclusion. So that's why this necklace is so significant. It's a powerful, tangible piece of history that embodies a complex trade-off. It tells the numismatic story of the U.S. Mint and the gold rush, and the intimate story of a personal bond in the Victorian era.
The person who made it was not careless. They were deliberate. They chose sentiment over savings. They made an irreversible declaration that the value of love, memory, or status was far greater than the value of currency.
So if you ever come across an old coin necklace, don't just see the whole. See the love token, the amulet, the status symbol, and the fascinating tale of economic sacrifice that it represents.
An amazing journey for a tiny piece of gold. Thanks to everyone listening to the MypronCast. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications. Stay tuned for regular content about stuff and things.